Trump promised over and over and over again to make America great again and to do it immediately on day one. Well, when you talk to people, it doesn't seem like they think America is great again. It doesn't seem like they think the future is going to be great again because more and more are saying that they are putting off major life changes and decisions because of how uncertain and dark the future actually looks. Here is a crazy statistic for you. 6 in 10 Americans said that the economy has affected at least one of their major life goals, citing either lack of affordability or anxiety around the current economy. And let's show you some examples of what those life goals might look like. 75% say that buying a house has been put on hold, 70% moving to a higher cost of living area, 66% making a large purchase, but it goes through everything. Having a child, 65%, okay? Switching jobs, having that sort of freedom, 63%. Getting married, 60%. So all of these things that most people think of as objectively good things, if you want to do them, you're under no obligation, but if you want to, are good things. And the right browbeats you day after day to do all of those things, to be responsible, get married, have those kids, are being made much more unlikely in the minds of many people because of what the economy looks like these days. And what did people blame for the state of the economy? Well, number one is tariff policies, with 29% of people saying that's the thing that's making them feel the hurt and change their plans. 23% say general government policies. Obviously, tariff policies is a part of government policy, so you add that together, and that's quite a few. Some of it is stuff like myself at 4%. I don't know exactly what that means, if people are just being really critical. Stock market 10%, but just overall, they're not feeling good. And when you ask them, are we in a recession? You'll notice that things have changed quite a bit, as they do after elections. There's a big partisan effect on whether people think that we're in a recession. So you can see that the percentage of Republicans that say it have dropped down since Trump got sworn in. The number of Democrats that say we are in a recession has jumped up. And as I said, you can see this effect after basically every switch of power. But I do just point out, like, some people will point to that and be like, it's just partisanship. But like, the economy is on much worse ground than it was. I mean, Trump did his trade wars. People are super worried about the price of things. They're worried about empty shelves. Like $5 or $6 trillion of stock market value evaporated because Donald Trump launched us in this trade war. So I think that this sort of partisan thing is a little bit more justifiable than it perhaps normally is. But in any event, we've got a lot of concern out here, growing concern basically across the political spectrum. Jordan, what do you make of this and what it says about a country during what should be the honeymoon period of a new presidency that so many people are so worried about the future?
Well, Trump brought this on himself. His reckless trade policies, the tariff flip-flopping, just the economic uncertainty that he has created. And of course, the direct result of any sort of tariff or trade policy that he is pushing would be increased prices. So of course, people are concerned. I was talking to a used car dealer a couple weeks ago who was saying that March and April are typically like the busiest time of the year for them, and it was just completely slow. And then things started to turn around once there was more clarity. So it wasn't just that he was doing these things and there was like price increases or supply shortages, which could come later. It's that people are scared, and they're scared because he is chaotic. And on that graph, like, I don't think we should discount the role of partisanship here, though, because how that played out in the election, I think, led to Trump winning. Because things, of course, are bad now, but they have not been great. They have not been great for a while. And while the Biden administration can point to some successes, there are still systemic problems and deep rifts in this country that need addressed. And both parties are unwilling to do that. You see the popularity of somebody like Bernie Sanders speaking to those issues over the long term. There was a demand for somebody to do that. AOC has done that to an extent, but Trump has exploited that. And what the Democrats did in the 2024 election, I think, was misguided by downplaying or dismissing people's very real concerns over economic uncertainty, calling it the vibes session, or insinuating that they were being misled by the media or by TikTok, that they weren't able to just look at their own bank account or look at their bills or look at how much debt they had Or look at the prices and how much they were spending week to week on groceries, and just thinking all of that is made up. That's all in their heads. None of this is real. That dismissiveness, I think, played into Trump's hands, maybe out of fear they didn't want to make it or create a difficult rhetorical challenge for somebody like Kamala Harris to run on. You can't say in their minds, I think, oh, the economy is bad, but also the same party is going to fix it. So instead, their solution was everybody's delusional. That's insulting to voters.
But isn't that? But that's the most amazing thing to me is that we had it's definitely some of that, and also from Joe Biden, a lack of ability to be vigorous enough in expressing empathy and understanding or whatever. And so that seems clearly like that was such a misstep for a couple of years. And look at the electoral impact of that. So then Donald Trump gets in, and what is he doing? He's telling people like, you're not gonna have $30, you're gonna have 2. You're not gonna have 250 pencils, you're gonna have 5. Shut up about it, you get nothing. Oh, gas prices are lower than they've ever been. It's $1.80. I mean, it's not. He literally lies to people, not about like that things are vaguely better than you think. He lies to them about the price of things. He says eggs are 90% less than they were. They're at record highs. Charlie Kirk is telling people to shut up about the egg prices. Like it's like they took the mistakes that Biden and Harris were making and they've made it way more aggressive in like telling people to shut up about their concerns, gaslighting people about the price of that, saying that mortgage prices are way down when they're not, saying that the stock market is way higher than it was when it's still down. I just think I think we're right to point out the electoral missteps that the Democrats made. But in advance of the midterms, it feels like the Republicans are making them even more aggressively.